Today, the state Supreme Court struck down controversial rules made by the state election board before the last election. The board's efforts drew a lot of partisan attention from both sides. Doug Richards, a member of our 11 Alive political team, has more on why the court ruled against the board.
Weeks before the 2024 presidential election, the state election board passed rules that critics said gave comfort to conspiracy-minded challengers of the previous election in 2020. Days before that, Donald Trump praised the election board during an Atlanta rally.
They're on fire.
It's very unusual for a presidential candidate to name 3 state-level election officials like this who are supposed to be more behind the scenes doing nonpartisan work to ensure uniformity in the state.
They're doing a great job. 3 members.
Among other things, the election board's 3-member majority passed rules requiring a hand count of ballots and giving county election boards what it called reasonable inquiry into results before certifying them, which could have delayed election results.
I do recognize the sensitive position the state is in.
In a March hearing, Supreme Court justices sharply questioned lawyers about the legality of the rules.
Given that the Attorney General had advised that the state election board could not in fact do what it did.
Now the justices say the election board exceeded its authority by creating rules that did not have the blessing of the state legislature.
The rules that were struck down were directly contrary to the manner in which the General Assembly said that we are to conduct our elections.
In a 90-plus page unanimous opinion, the Supreme Court wrote that the SEB can pass rules to implement and enforce the election code, but it cannot go beyond. Under the ruling, the state election board retains its function of reviewing allegations of election fraud.
Right, Mark, and to give background on the composition of Georgia's state Supreme Court, it is a 9-member court. There are currently 8 members. However, there is a vacancy on the court. Georgia elects its justices through statewide nonpartisan elections. However, 7 of the current 8 members of the court initially got their seats by appointment from the governor. They were filling vacancies. It was Republican governors who appointed 7 of these currently 8 sitting members of the court. In fact, it was the RNC who appealed this case to the state Supreme Court.